for joining us back in. And I was just starting to talk about how things changed beginning with the survey process.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can, and thanks for
very sorry. Apparently I'm signed in as Jill, and so I'll be really brief. So, moving is an essential service, and while we can staff, like we sent our staff home when COVID broke out. We were able to send everybody to work virtually. But there's no such thing as a virtual move. We're going to have to send people into your home to work. What we are doing virtually is, and we've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years, and it's prevalent in our industry now, is a virtual survey. So this has streamlined the process. It's actually cost effective. It's more cost effective when you can do it in scale. It's been well accepted by the transferees. They like the convenience that we can do, and frankly, it's proven to be reliable and accurate. Crews are following CDC and local guidelines when they're in the house. Very simple. It's really mask, frequent hand washing. In terms of cost, initially, PPE, if you could find it, was very expensive. As you know, that's stabilized. We can now get hand sanitizer and mask virtually anywhere. But it has slowed down the process of moving a little bit. It's very awkward to be muzzled when you're working in pairs, particularly when you're doing physical labor. And if you happen to be in Atlanta and it's hot and it's humid, it can be a little uncomfortable. It's a little stifling. So it's slowed the process down. But I do think in terms of cost, that is kind of stabilized. And that cost is not being passed on, and I really don't expect it to be. Occasionally, we get complaints actually that customers won't wear masks. And occasionally the customers will complain that the crews are not wearing masks, because they'll go outside. The first thing they'll do is rip the mask off, right? They arrive together, they leave together. But for the most part, the transferees have been very, very accommodating. I think that those people that are willing to relocate in these times are adventurers to begin with. What we have seen is an increase for exclusive use of a van. What this means is, a moving van that's crossing interstate lines generally will have multiple shipments on it. And some people are horrified to the thought that their shipment might be next to somebody else's shipment, so they have asked for exclusive use. That is not considered a best practice for virus avoidance. But as a carrier, we're happy to provide the service. It costs more. That's calming down a bit as people are calming down, and I think as we understand how things spread. I will tell you, demand is down year over year for our industry from the corporate sector. We're seeing anywhere from 30 to 65% decreases in demand from the retail, tech, hospitality, aerospace. Interesting enough, biotechnology is actually up. That's a pleasant surprise. And as you heard earlier, the good news for us is discretionary moving is up. The bad news for you all is you have to figure out where exactly they are living. So we have had a big demand, particularly off the West Coast and out of New York City, San Francisco. That migration was already happening. It's advanced. Wow. So the only other cost segment, generally infectious diseases such as like a virus or a flu would not be considered a workman's comp. I can tell you in California, Illinois, and Arkansas, it's now, regardless whether you're a first responder or now, that is now part of the workman's comp world. We don't really know what the impact of that is. I don't anticipate that you will notice that cost or that will be directly passed on. There are other states, New Jersey, North Carolina, where legislation is pending. There are other states that have basically shut it down. Probably greater concern in terms of cost is the rapid rise in auto liability insurance. You definitely don't want to spend time hearing about that. But social engineering is what the insurance companies are calling it, is what's driving up insurance settlements, which will drive up trucking cost. But overall, I would say related to COVID, other than demand, cost is somewhat stabilized. Again, just as and we're happy to be providing services. It's safe, and again, we're excited that all these people that have moved somewhere, maybe they're going to move back. So I mean, we're busy doing things, and if you want to live where you work, let us know. We'll take you there.
That's awesome, Larry. Thank you for jumping in.